Whatever podcast. Today we're going to look at the mysterious drones that are still appearing throughout the U.S. President Trump saying that we should shoot them down, saying that the federal government actually does know what's happening. And additionally, Senator Chuck Schumer has called for the deployment of recently declassified radar technology to investigate what is going on with these drones. As new news comes out, it turns out that there was a missing shipment of germanium-68, which is a radioactive chemical used in PT scans. The shipment arrived damaged and empty earlier this month in December. So there's conspiracy theories that these drones are part of the federal government in search for the missing radioactive chemicals. Potential bomb threats from terrorists. Miguel, do you think that this is going to be a terrorist threat, or do you believe that this is for another purpose?
I'm live there. I think that what is going on is our military has lost some shit. Like they've at some point lost track of some radioactive weapon or some shit. Because I saw that there was an inventory being done of the ballistic missiles that are like in Russia, I think, and they couldn't find a couple, right? Like they had lost inventory on a couple of these guys, and it's like, damn, we just lost a fucking bomb, like, or like, I lost a missile. So I think that we're doing our housekeeping and trying to find it. I mean, it's strange, though, because like even like people that are high up, like Trump, like are out of the loop, like they don't know what's going on. So I don't know if this will get covered up. I don't know if we'll keep on seeing these drones. It's strange, man. I don't know.
I feel like they don't happen in Texas. They haven't happened here yet, and I feel like the reason why we don't see that here is because people would literally shoot those drones down, bro. In Texas, people don't give an F. Everyone has a gun, and I'm sure that they'll be like, "Oh, there's a drone up there."
Boom. Get that shotgun going. Even the shotgun can't reach the fucking shoot that shit.
Try to shoot a drone with a shotgun, bro.
Yeah. Dude.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Nah, dude, but in all seriousness, guys, we have been sent by the government to tell you what's really been going on.
Yeah.
And we are the men in black. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're wearing these suits. So what's the name of that freaking thing they used to like flash and you forget everything?
Yeah, bro. We're gonna flash a camera so you can forget all about the drones, bro.
Yeah.
No drones ever happened, you know? As a representative of the American government, I'm here to tell you that you're hallucinating. These drones aren't real, okay? And if they are real, they're just someone who bought them off eBay. These are not military-grade drones that we're using to investigate for potential bombs in the U.S. That is not the case. That is a conspiracy, and you're an idiot. So let me flash you.
You don't want to be a conspiracy theorist.
Forget. Boom.
It works on us. We forget too. Like,
yeah,
that's funny.
But I mean, it's just crazy that we went from the government telling us that aliens are not real, that UFOs, there's no substantial evidence of UFOs, to being to having like trials or House committee and Senate hearings where you have actual like Air Force pilots and Navy pilots showing video and explaining that they seen objects in the sky, even objects in the sky that go into the water, like down in submarines, have detected it. So it's not even called UFOs anymore. They're called, what is it, like AU something?
UAPs.
Yep. UAPs. So they completely changed the acronym of these unidentified flying saucers, and now we have drones. And I don't know if you've seen, but there's been some like glowing orbs also that have been documented throughout the country. Yep. I don't know if you're familiar with those, Miguel.
Yeah, I have seen the videos. Looks crazy.
And I'm thinking maybe the whole drone thing is because aliens are here, these orbs are appearing, and to blind the public, to deceive them, they're going to send these official U.S. drones, you know, the actual regulations to confuse the public. Yes, those right there, those flying orbs in New Jersey.
Dude. Yeah. Insane, dude. That's not a drone, right? That's not a drone.
No, that's not a drone. Glowing orb spotted in the sky of New Jersey. Can you maybe pull up a video on that? You know, for this one, they're saying that they're biblically accurate, biblically accurate angles.
Oh my word, bro! Say it. Spit it out, boy.
I can't say shit. I'm sorry. This isn't professional. Okay. God dang. Well, why'd you close off the screen, boy?
Because you're messing everything up. So maybe just
I screwed it up so bad that you just next topic.
I just said let's move on, bro. That's hilarious, bro. What
Okay,
were you saying?
do you
What were
think
you
these
saying?
orbs are biblically accurate representation of angels out there, bro?
I don't know, dude, but I mean that was definitely spoken of in the Bible, right? This is how an angel would look in the Bible. Have you seen how like the depictions of how angels look based on the descriptions in the Bible? Like they look insane, right? It's like a huge eye and stuff. Let
Yeah.
me see it.
Yeah, that's not cool, bro. Like over here, when you're Mexican, you know, you go to church and they have all these angels. They all have wings and they have swords and they look like soldiers, like Roman cavalry. And but then you look at the angels that
Let me
are
show you this.
biblically accurate and they look scary, bro.
Bro, it looks insane. Look at this stuff, bro.
Yeah,
Biblically,
bro.
this is Reddit. Baby. Why is Reddit the first thing that pops up? Yeah, biblically accurate angels. Like what?
That's like I'd say like that's so. I mean that does kind of go with like some type of like psychedelic effect or some type of like
Yeah,
it almost looks like it is part of the universe. Like somewhere you would stumble across a giant eye that sees everything.
that kind of looks like that orb we were seeing right there, bro.
That's what they're saying, bro. That those are
Yeah,
the things.
yeah,
Um,
dude, insane.
yeah, but so there's a conspiracy theory that this is a distraction that the drones are meant to distract us from these angels that are now appearing during the Christmas time. Um, and I want some answers, bro. This better not just move across as something that occurred and then we forget about it and we move on to the next thing. But I do feel like it might happen. I feel like the government is not going to say anything. Trump's going to get into office. He's going to start talking about the border and other problems that we have. We're never going to get to know the actual answer to these drones. Maybe like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when no one cares, when we have other problems, they'll probably
I don't know,
spark
bro.
that
I mean,
conversation.
I know there's been murmurs about what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Like, so there's this news that I saw today. Um, that I woke up to this, just so you guys know. This is the kind of stuff I see when I wake up. It
Mm-hmm.
says a senior Russian general is killed in a Moscow bombing claimed by Ukraine. This is December 17th, so today. This guy was killed, and Ukraine did it. You think that Russia's not gonna do anything about it? Look at this guy, bro. They killed this guy.
Oh yeah, bro. No.
A senior Russian general was killed Tuesday by a bomb hidden in a scooter outside his apartment building in Moscow, a day after Ukraine's security service leveled criminal charges against him. A Ukrainian official said that the service carried out the attack. Lieutenant General Igor Kirilov, the chief of the military's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection forces, was killed as he left for his office. Kirilov's assistant also died in the attack. Kirilov, 54, was under sanctions from several countries, including the UK and Canada, for his actions in Moscow's war in Ukraine. On Monday, Ukraine's Security Service, or SBU, opened a criminal investigation against him, accusing him of directing the use of banned chemical weapons. An official with the SBU said the agency was behind the attack. So they claimed it, bro.
Hmm.
That's crazy, right? Like, this just. I don't
Yeah,
know, bro.
it's
There's a lot of people who are saying, like, the Democrats just want to start a war before, Trump comes in.
Yeah, I mean I would see that as a strategy, almost like a salty, like if they're sore losers and they just want to start this war so that everything that Trump wants to accomplish in this country does not occur because he's busy being a wartime president. This whole Ukraine bomb killing that official, that general in the military, Russia is not going to take this easy, bro.
No.
Russia is very intense. They're gonna go deeper into Ukraine. They're gonna kill more soldiers, maybe even civilians, send even more nuclear intercontinental missiles. Dude,
Yeah.
they're not gonna back down. And it's crazy that this war is still going on, bro. I feel like it's a stalemate at this point. I don't know like what it is in terms of actual territory in the regions,
Yeah.
but the fact that uh President Zelensky can just go around country to country and be like in UN meetings and meet presidents. Like he's pretty much traveling internationally. So I don't really think there's like that much of like a war going on if he's over here being able to travel to countries. Like you feel like if you're in a war, you can't really escape the country or re-enter it. So it's very interesting.
I completely agree, bro. We're in a weird spot with that war because, like, how long has it been going? Just 2011? Let's just start 2011, 2021 or something like that. Like,
Hmm.
uh, I don't know, dude, but I saw something the other day, and I don't. I'm trying to find out if it was. I was trying to find out if it's true or not. It was
Which
trying to say that Zelensky's wife bought like a super yacht.
oh what with all
I
the
don't know how
money?
true it is though. I guess it
What?
was false. It's saying, the BBC is saying it was false.
Hmm.
How pro-Russian yacht propaganda influenced U.S. debate over Ukraine aid. Hold on, let me share my screen. So
I
this is
mean,
what
that would piss off a lot of people if that happened.
I know. So this is the BBC apparently. How pro-Russian yacht propaganda influenced U.S. debate over Ukraine aid. This is actually more than a year ago, or about a year
Hmm.
ago. It says a website founded by a former U.S. Marine who now lives in Russia has fueled a rumor that Vladimir Zelensky purchased two luxury yachts with American aid money. Despite the
Hmm.
false claim, this information plot was successful. It took off online and was echoed by members of the U.S. Congress making crucial decisions about military spending. It was an incredible assertion using two advisors as proxies. Mr. Zelensky paid 75 million for two yachts.
Damn.
But not only has the Ukrainian government flatly denied the story, the two ships in question have not even been sold. So, despite being false, the story reached members of the U.S. Congress, where leaders say any decision on further aid to Ukraine will be delayed until next year.
Well,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't see that. I don't see that as a negative thing. Like I understand it's a Russian propaganda, but I mean, we're giving way too much money to Ukraine. I don't know if you can pull up how much money we've actually
yeah. Let me look
given
it
to
up.
that country since the war has started. But dude, we're not like at the end of the day, we're in debt with trillions of dollars in debt, bro. We have a deficit. So how the hell can we be giving these countries billions of dollars to maintain a war? A lot of people say it's a proxy war. There's so many problems in the US when it comes to our veterans. 22 veterans a day commit suicide. There's veterans who are homeless all throughout most cities. The immigration problem, we don't fix that. Our education system is doing poorly. Our health and our food, one of the worst ever. We have a obesity epidemic. We had a COVID pandemic, and the whole world shifted. But we also have an obesity epidemic happening right now, and no one's doing anything about it. Like there's no actual effort. Yeah, we give millions and billions of dollars to foreign countries for these stupid wars. What is the actual
Check this
total?
out, bro. It says the U.S. is the largest provider of military assistance to Ukraine. At the time of writing, the total level of military assistance provided by the U.S. since the start of the Biden administration stands at $61.3 billion.
Damn.
60.7 billion of that funding had been provided since February 2022. So this is November, as of November. That's how much money we've given, bro. 60.7 billion.
$61.3 billion.
Yeah,
What could that money be used for for America's citizens, bro? Like you're giving that to Ukraine. What could we have fixed with 61.3 billion? I wonder how
I
many
mean,
houses we could have built or how much student debt we could have forgiven for people. Um
yeah, yeah, 100%.
it's ridiculous. But I mean, at the end of the day, the government is always going to um, deceive you. You can't just blame the government for everything, all your problems throughout the world. You have to persevere. You have to be consistent. You have to have ambitions and dreams. You have to eat healthy. You have to wake up early, go to sleep early enough so you're full of energy, and you have to live life because at the end of the day, like no matter how bad or corrupt our government is, it's still one of the best countries in the whole world in the history of civilization. So we have to look at the optimistic side and see what we can do ourselves to progress.
Apparently, we're the longest living empire, right? Like ever. Like our how long we've been around.
Oh
You know,
shit, we are. I
something like
didn't.
that.
Uh,
Yeah.
hmm.
At
Yeah.
least in modern times, right? I mean,
Do you think we're gonna live? So you think we surpassed the Roman Empire, like in terms of
I
because
mean,
this is it's only been
They
200.
collapsed, right? They collapsed with the decentralized government or whatever, too big central government. But let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if you like heard that. Like, apparently there's a correlation between the Roman Empire when they collapsed, when they started focusing on gender identity issues. And whenever there's like identity issues, is when empires start to collapse.
Yes,
Um,
I've seen that trend. Yeah.
yeah, I wonder if that's like if there's any fact to that.
Okay, so actually, this thing says that bullshit claim is bullshit. According to Google's AI, it
Hmm.
says. Let me share this. Uh, longest I put just longest serving empires. Here are some of the longest running empires in history. The Roman Empire. The empire lasted for over 1,000 years, from 27 BC to 1453 CE. I'm guessing that's when freaking Byzantine took over. Yeah, the Byzantine Empire, the eastern half of the Roman Empire, which survived for 1,000 years after the western half had crumbled. It finally fell to the Ottoman Turkish onslaughts in 1453. So
Mhm.
it's kind of showing the order of these. Like, so then after that, it was the British Empire. This empire lasted around 400 years, and at its height covered 13.7 million square miles. Yeah, Britain had a
Whoa.
lot of shit, bro. The Pandyan Empire, the empire lasted from 500 to 1350 AD and was extremely wealthy. The Ethiopian Empire lasted from 1270 to 1936. Ottoman
Damn.
Empire, 600 years from 1300 to 1923. The Silla Empire, which began and covered what is now South Korea. So yeah, man, we're not even in top. We're not even top 10 right there, bro.
No, we're not even top 10, bro. We're in the early stages of this American empire, but can it really be considered an empire? Because from what I know, all we have is 50 states and a couple territories. I don't think we're an actual empire. If we were an empire, like we would have conquered Mexico and Canada like a long time ago. Just like Napoleon. Napoleon, he was conquering Italy, conquering all these other surrounding countries.
Yeah,
Like that's a true emperor. But speaking of Canada, I heard that potentially Justin Trudeau might
get
resign,
forced out. Yeah,
forced out by, I don't know how their politics work, but he might not be prime minister as of next week or the beginning of the new year. Um, which, I mean, a lot of people didn't like him. He was definitely a prime minister who was not helpful to the truck drivers in Canada, forcing them to get vaxxed. Very left leaning, very get vax or else, shutting down businesses. Um, a person who had to apologize for doing brown face. He dressed up as like Aladdin for like Halloween or something. Then he had to like apologize. Um, and he
yeah.
was starting to be buddy buddies with Trump, but apparently Trump did. He was joking around with him. So let's see this news.
So it
For,
says here 4 paths Trudeau can take as his leadership faces scrutiny.
oof.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's future looks uncertain following the sudden resignation of his most senior cabinet member, a once close ally. Chrystia Freeland, the former Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, quit her post on Monday with an open letter to Trudeau, in which she outlined disagreements she had with him on spending and the best path forward for Canada. These disagreements, she said, were underscored by the threat of tariffs on Canadian goods from incoming US President Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Tariffs that economists say could deal Canada a devastating economic blow. Questions are now being asked on Parliament Hill, including by some members of his own Liberal Party, about whether he is able to lead at this critical juncture. He faces a few options on how to move forward. So he can
Hmm.
either heed the calls for him to resign. Trudeau has been a leader of the Liberal Party of Canada since 2013 and Canada's Prime Minister for just over 9 years, since 2015. Under the party's constitution, the leader can tender his or her resignation at any time. It is effective immediately. An interim leader is appointed until party members can convene and vote on a new permanent leader. Trudeau could also choose to stay on the post until that new leader is elected. Once a new leader is appointed, Trudeau would have to relinquish his prime ministerial powers and hand them over to his successor. So he can also hang on and weather the storm. Trudeau is not signaling that he will voluntarily resign anytime soon. In an emergency meeting with his caucus following Freeland's departure, Trudeau told fellow Liberal members of Parliament, including some who had directly called for him to step down, that he would take time to reflect, according to multiple reports. Trudeau has been under pressure since the summer due to his plummeting approval ratings and a series of special election losses of once safe Liberal seats that suggest major troubles for his party. In October, he faced a small caucus revolt with 24 MPs signing a letter calling for his exit. Polls indicate that if a Canadian federal election were to be held today, the official opposition Conservative Party will be handed a decisive victory, which I think is that Polowski guy, or I forget his name. But Trudeau has held on despite these troubles and has repeatedly vowed to run again as Liberal leader in the next election. Only 13 out of the 153 Liberal MPs have so far openly called for him to leave. Nearly half of them are not seeking re-election themselves, according to tracking by CBC News. Still, under the party's constitution, the leader's position can only be formally put to a vote by members following an election loss. So, I
Hmm.
mean, dude, he's got to take the L, bro. Right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad because without Trudeau being prime minister? Who's gonna apologize for everything Canada does? Like, it's just horrible, dude.
I know, dude.
But yeah, no, Justin Trudeau, leftist politician. Being a leftist is so like 2020, 2019, bro. Like we're past that. As a pendulum swing has swung over to the right, and it's time that we rejoice at that. I really hope we have a right-leaning Canadian prime minister to help with the economy. That way, Mexico and the U. That way, the U.S. and Canada can have a better relationship.
You brought up a good point there. Like the whole kind of Western Hemisphere would have a kind of right leaning agenda. Um, I know the president from Mexico. Is she kind of more on the liberal side?
No, she's a communist.
Co-
Yeah, bro.
Schaumbaum, what's her name?
Yeah, she is. I mean, okay, so Mexican politics is very confusing because it's not just two parties like it is here in the U.S. There's
Right.
many parties. Many parties combine mid-election to get more votes, and this whole notion of like, oh, she's the first woman president, so we just have to celebrate, and whatever she does, it's okay because she's the first of her kind. It's like no, no, no. So the two people who were debating at the end were both women. So either way, we're both going to get a female president. So it had nothing to do with her gender identity, but she is someone who is very socialist, has social tendencies, doesn't recognize violent crimes with the cartels. She doesn't like to discuss that. She's following the footsteps of her predecessor, which was AMLO, who also didn't recognize violent crimes. Over there in Culiacan, when they're trying to capture El Chapo's son and the cartel set the whole city on fire, AMLO didn't really recognize that there was a lot of violence. They always just ignore that. So a left-leaning president who cares a lot about social issues and making things like not making things private, like making things owned by the government. I don't know how you like say that, but when like the government spreads out its branches like tentacles and creates new departments to control every aspect of the country, that's what Shane Bomb is. And it's a shame because Mexico's gonna go down, bro.
I think this is a good example of what you're talking about. Mexico's first woman president announces reforms to battle gender discrimination. It's like,
Yeah.
doesn't Mexico has way more important problems than this, bro? Like, let's be honest. Like, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's identity issues. It's trickling down from the U.S. and from other countries who you were left leaning. Now we have this identity politics bullshit. Meanwhile, Mexico has a huge children obesity problem. I think they have the biggest children obesity problem.
Is that for real? Damn.
Yeah, I think that's real. Obviously, they're super poor in a lot of cities, a lot of states. The corruption, the cartels, that should be the number one problem. I've always wondered to myself, how is it that the president of El Salvador can get all the gang members and put them into a mega prison? Why can't we do that in Mexico? A lot of people say that it's because Mexico is, I don't know, 3 times the size of El Salvador, but I feel like Mexican government doesn't even really take a actual approach to capturing these delinquents. Like, how do you catch the son of El Chapo and then just let him go? Like,
yeah,
like how does that happen? That cannot happen, bro. That's pussy government. I'm sorry for saying it. Pussy government.
Couldn't agree more, dude. But wouldn't it be so great though? Like if the whole like Western Hemisphere would be aligned, like because also in Argentina, they've kind of turned around their whole situation, bro. They record. I might look this up, but apparently Argentina, like they beat their deficit. I mean, people are saying it's like could be propaganda or whatever. What's it called? Like, but apparently their economy is thriving now.
Yeah, the Argentinian president, who we seen a viral video of him having all the different branches of government on like in a classroom, and he's knocking them down. He's like, "Pa fuera, out!"
All the government programs, right?
Yeah. This what is it called? Stop the government program. Stop the agencies that are like basically not working. Like similar like in the U.S. Apparently Doge it's going to focus on shutting down the Department of Education. That's one of the things that it's not Elon. Was the other guy? I'm blanking on his name.
Indian guy. Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy. That's what he wants. He wants to take away the Department of Education, which I think it's a bit controversial. But a lot of people who are right leaning agree with that because they want education to be state level. but I don't know. That's interesting. Would that be beneficial to the country because then states would be competing for the highest education level, or would that be counterproductive because then you'll have a state like maybe somewhere like Alabama where like all they know is hot doing and
That accent, bro. Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah. But apparently, Argentina's economy exits recession in milestone for Javier Milei. So that's actually pretty interesting. But Argentina emerged from a severe recession in the third quarter, marking a milestone for libertarian president. You see how they say his name
Mm-hmm.
as a libertarian. So the words don't always mean the same thing for parties, right? Like
No.
we would call him a conservative president here, right? And in
Mm-hmm.
the U.S., but for them it's libertarian president. Javier Milei's bid to end the country's long-running economic crisis. GDP expanded 3.9% from July to September in seasonal adjusted terms compared with the previous quarter, marking Argentina's first quarter of growth since it entered recession in late 2023. The country's statistics agency said on Monday. So
Yeah.
the rebound comes as Milei marks 1 year in office during what? Dang, he's already been in office 1 year, which he
Mm-hmm.
has unleashed brutal spending cuts and a fierce deregulation drive.
Hmm.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it says here that for the first time in 123 years, Argentina has actually been able to eliminate its deficit. So the first time in 123 years, bro. That's
It's
something
insane,
super
right?
incredible, and it's to shut their mouths, bro. Because the people on the left are like, "You're gonna ruin this country. You're gonna destroy it." But no, dude. A lot of people, all they care about is economic growth. Because at the end of the day, we live in a world where if you have money, you can get ahead in life. So whatever president's going to give us the best amount of money for us, the best economy, that's what we're focused on, you know?
Yeah,
So
100%.
whether it takes aggressive spending cuts, reduction of subsidies, or monetary policy adjustments, dude, whatever the fuck we need in order to get more money in our bank, bro. For real.
Couldn't agree more, man. That's why, like, my dad was saying, like, he works in the oil field. He's like, everyone in the oil field knows if Trump comes in, like, our work's gonna pick up. So we're down for that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that if like Kamala or Biden were in, they're more left leaning. They're gonna be more with green policies. So it kind of makes sense that they vote for someone who's Republican, who's gonna increase focus on their jobs, right? Like it just is very simple. It's how we work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sad that like a lot of people are left leaning. A lot of people would like I guess um in terms of freedom and having people making their own choices, it's a lot of left leaning people out there. I would say I would say partially me. Like, we have these ideas that are like we're open to people doing whatever they want as long as it's not killing anyone. But it sucks that the party representing the left ideology has focused a lot on identity politics and making sure that we have enough diversity and inclusion and representation for underrepresented groups. And it's like they focus on completely the wrong thing, and they shifted the moment. They shifted the zeitgeist of the country to be more right leaning, conservative leaning. So
Hmm.
the left, the Democratic Party, in the case of the U.S., is its own worst enemy. They didn't listen to the general public. They weren't representative of the people who were mostly voting Democratic, and they repelled voters to the Republican side. So it's a lesson in history that I hope doesn't get repeated, but most likely will get repeated because history repeats itself. So, but it's good
Yeah,
to
dude.
know.
Yeah, it's definitely good to know. You're right.
And
Um,
all the people watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this, trying to get to 10,000 followers. Let's say by the end of the year, if not by the end of January. And if someone donates $5, Miguel will shave his head.
what? No, but damn, we have 5 viewers. Hey, shout out, guys. Make sure to leave a comment. We'll shout you out. Don't worry about it. You don't gotta give us money. We'll give you a shout out because you're watching
Hmm.
us. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Like Eric said, we are really on a journey. I think we've come very far. We've been doing this for shit almost 8 years now, I think.
Yeah.
But we've kind of hit a stride, and we're really kind of determined to keep going. And we got our suits on, bro. We don't bust the suits out for nothing. So
Mm-mm.
give us a
Yeah.
little something.
Yeah, and speaking about getting to a journey, like it's all about the journey. It's not really that much about the outcome. But there's some journeys that do matter with the outcome. Like for example, sperm. If you're trying to fertilize an egg and give birth, you
yeah,
need the outcome to work. But Miguel, did you know that there's nanorobots now helping sperm reach the egg? That is ridiculous, bro.
So like, is that for like sperm that sucks, or what? Like for someone who can't have kids, like maybe?
I guess it's for sperm that sucks, like sperm that like it's not strong enough to swim up the urethra or whatever and fertilize the egg. There's
I'll show the
videos
video.
now
Yeah, let me show the video for people.
of
Do you
it
know?
looks like a spring cord, like a little like a little spring
Yeah.
wraps around.
Look at
Look at
that,
that.
bro.
It pushes it.
Oh, it's like it's helping it out, dude. It's
Yeah,
like, hey,
dude.
I'll help you out, bro.
Yeah. But see, I don't know how it works, but what if that sperm that like is not moving is going to be like a kid with Down syndrome, and now this thing just helped create a kid, you know?
Can it pick the best one? People are like commenting. It's funny. All the
Yeah.
women.
Okay. See, that's what I meant to say without being so offensive. I'm sorry if I offended anyone.
I know,
My
bro. I
bad.
was like, what, dude?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but that's what I was trying to say with my idiotic.
The whole point of the journey is that the sperm has to be healthy enough to get to the egg. This is bad.
Yeah,
Some might
people were
call it a
saying.
nano nut. The comments are funny, dude. But yeah, dude. I mean, that's crazy that technology is like being able to like change some of the nature stuff. Like this is obviously something we have in nature, right? Some people are incapable of reproducing,
Mhm.
and now through technology advancements, we're able to prevent that from happening. But is there a line where like nature versus nurture kind of thing? Like, should we be playing God like that? You know, has technology
Mm.
has technology kind of made us, gods in a way where we're playing God and maybe not letting nature take its course on things? What do you think? What do you think? What's that line, bro? Is it blurry? Is it like, should we be doing stuff like this?
Yeah, it's very controversial, and I was thinking about this when it popped up because like certain religions don't allow for in vitro insemination and other things like that. This one seems interesting because it's helping create a life. It seems like the protein is pushing the sperm to reach the egg. So I don't know if it's necessarily like morally wrong, but I
Mm-hmm.
do look at the comments there, and I do reflect on it. People are saying, is it gonna pick the best sperm? Is it potentially going to pick a sperm that's going to be defective, and you're going to have a child with birth defects? Which, I mean, any life is precious, and I'm sure any parents that have a child love the child no matter what condition or what neurodiversity or whatever comes out with the kid. But if you're trying to have a baby, you want the most healthy baby. Like that's the purpose. That's how we reproduce. That's the best way to keep evolving. So
Yeah.
if they can find this protein, this nano robot to help the sperm and pick the actual like best like sperm
Yeah.
possible,
That's that's
which
that's what you the end goal, right? I mean,
that's the end goal. But how would you test that? Would you have to like jack off and like masturbate into a tube, and then they just analyze your sperm like multiple times throughout like various sessions, and then they're able to build a nano robot that binds to the perfect sperm? I've,
I have no clue how that would work, dude. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't, and that's as far as I go diving into that. But I'm not gonna be researching this stuff. I'm not gonna be doing that. But yeah, no, I was just curious what you thought about that whole thing because there is lines, man. Where like, there's been books written on this stuff, like people playing God and stuff, and maybe
Mhm.
we shouldn't be crossing these lines. But you're right. I mean, if it's helping people who like, if it's doing what nature's already doing, but just helping to do it better, then that can probably help, right? I mean,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's a situation that's like basically something that in the last quarter of 2024 we've really been picking up on these innovations that have to do with technology involving AI and also involving quantum chips that help us in the health industry be able to diagnose better. For example, Gemini 2.0 was able to diagnose pancreatitis from a CT scan, which is crazy that an AI
oh yeah.
can look at a scan and successfully diagnose a person for a disease.
Let me show you all this. It's pretty insane. This is trippy because I actually went to go get like a scan recently, and I was like, wait, what? This can do this?
Hmm.
So let me show you. Screen. All right, so this is the video.
What do you see? Can you describe what image I'm scrolling through right now?
So the doctor's talking to the
The
Gemini
image you're
AI.
showing is a CT scan of the abdomen. It displays the liver, stomach, and surrounding structures.
What organ am I pointing to now with my cursor?
You're currently pointing to the spleen with your cursor.
Damn.
Okay, Gemini, what am I
It's the
pointing
same.
to now? What organ?
You're now pointing to the liver.
That liver's huge, man.
Okay, so I'm scrolling down here now. Gemini, what am I pointing at now? What organ is this?
You're now pointing at the pancreas.
Okay, and do you see anything abnormal on this scan?
Yes, there is a small amount of fluid around the spleen and the pancreas on the scan, which could be a sign of inflammation or injury.
That's crazy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you notice about the pancreas?
The pancreas appears somewhat swollen, which could suggest pancreatitis.
Okay. The patient has an elevated lipase level. What do you think about that?
Given the elevated lipase levels and the appearance of the pancreas, it is highly suggestive of pancreatitis.
Okay. What complications should I be looking for?
Based on the scan, you should be looking for complications like pancreatic necrosis, pseudocysts, and infection.
Hey, Gemini.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't like the voice, bro. They made him sound gay or something. Make him sound like an
You want that
old
Australian
sophisticated
voice? Oh, we got to
doctor,
chat.
bro.
We got to chat. We got to chat. What's up,
Yes.
Miguel?
Someone said, who sees that?
Is that my cousin? I'm one of my cousins.
It definitely Mexican if it's one of your cousins.
Oh,
I
CJ. Who's CJ?
don't know who CJ is, bro. You got these. Maybe it's just a person that's your fan or something.
I got a fan.
You could have a fan, bro. Very well.
Shout out CJ. Thanks for commenting, brother.
Shout out to CJ. So yeah, those are some innovations in technology. I look forward to it. I'm all about that. A lot of people fear AI. There's certain aspects that you have to fear, but in terms of the medical industry and health diagnosis, I'm all for AI integration, quantum chips, looking into it because quantum chips can actually do simulations. So, for example, if you are testing a new medication, you can just get data from people's genomes to know what DNA they have. Throw the DNA and the medication into a simulation, computated simulation, and it's gonna tell you kind of like what is it, like a Marvel movie, bro? It's gonna be like fucking just like being able to detect all the different predictions out there, all the different simulations. Doctor Strange.
Shout out
level.
CJ. Says we used to go to TSA together, mechanical engineering. Shout out, brother.
Shit. Hey,
Shout
thanks
out.
for watching.
What's
Thanks
your
for
name? What's your name? Tell
supporting.
me your name, and I'll remember. I think the CJ is messing me up. Tell me your first name. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So-
dude, no, it's crazy how fast this AI shit's coming, bro. Like, if I'm a doctor, I'll be shitting bricks right now, dude. Because like, imagine, look at the salary like these doctors get paid, bro, and now this software is just able to do it.
Yeah, but that would be awful, bro. To lose doctors, like we stop having doctors because of these AIs being able to diagnose. I wouldn't
Yeah.
feel comfortable if a clinic is fully run by AI.
Chris
bro.
Jans, shout out Chris. Yeah, I remember Chris. Shit, he used to work with me at San Antonio. Shout out, Chris.
shoot.
Chris
Shout
Jans.
out Chris.
Yeah, he used to work at that software company. I used to work at where we used to like do leak detection.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I hated it there. I think he's still there. Redhead, white boy. Yeah, I remember you, Chris. No, I remember you, bro. You had your daughter and everything. I remember, dude. I
Damn,
remember
bro.
everything, brother.
Yeah, Miguel does have a pretty good memory. See, and that's something like I don't know. I don't think I have that great of a memory. But I would get some AI chip or AI. Like, imagine if I can ask like an AI, hey, like, what type of do a brain scan and tell me what the fuck's wrong with my brain and recommend some supplements, or like what type of chip do I? And it's like, oh, dude, you're a lost case. Just get a lobotomy and fucking call it a day, bro.
Just fucking dumb, make you like as dumb as possible, bro. And just like have the chip take over you because like you just have no hope. Like, no, yeah.
You come out like, and then they're like ChatGPT, why did you give this guy a lobotomy? And the ChatGPT is like, well, I analyzed all the simulations possible for his health and all the surgeries possible, and I realized that he's hopeless. So the best solution was to make him happy.
Yeah.
And he's all,
I lobotomized him for $5 with this hammer.
This was actually very profitable for
Yeah.
Berkshire, so
You
we're
know-
gonna recommend it to 1,000 more people.
United Healthcare would appreciate what I did.
Yeah, United Healthcare.
Bro.
Start lobotomizing people, and because
Fuck.
history repeats itself, so that could happen. We could have AIs lobotomizing people in the future now.
Neuralink. Chris Jan said Neuralink upgrade coming, bro. That Neuralink is crazy, right? That
Yeah,
you seen that guy? So I've seen that video, bro. That guy is like, he's impaired. Obviously, can't walk and stuff. But they installed that Neuralink, and they're asking him. He's moving stuff on the computer, and they're asking him like, how are you moving that? Like, are you thinking about it, or how are you doing it? He's like, oh, I'm only thinking about it. Like, he couldn't explain how he was moving stuff on the computer. He was moving it by thinking about it. So, like the neuron, somehow the sensor detected what his neurons, the neurons in his brain wanted that shit to move, bro. The cursor, you know.
Hey, bro, it's okay. So I want to talk about Neuralink and look at these innovations that we just mentioned, but I want to point something out that's it's kind of concerning, and it shows a lot of bias with ChatGPT because as we know, Elon Musk was one of the founders, or at least one of the initial investors into OpenAI, which is a parent company of ChatGPT. And obviously, Elon Musk right now is against ChatGPT. He's creating his own mega computer out there in Memphis, I think. But when I typed in, give me news on Neuralink on ChatGPT, it gives me the most negative news out there. For example, news article number 1, SEC investigation. It talks about how Neuralink is being reinvestigated by the Security and Exchange Commission. Then it says advancements in BIC technology. And it shows like a little bit about how like Neuralink is working, but then it says like animal testing concerns, and it talks about just all these negative things. It's very interesting.
Even the AIs are fucking biased, bro.
Yeah,
they hate the other one, right? Like
yeah.
Gemini is gonna hate Chat, and Chat's gonna hate OpenAI and all this kind of stuff, right? Like that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be wars between. You're gonna have to pick your favorite AI because they're gonna hate each other, right? They're gonna be like Google and
it's like CNN and Fox, bro. They hate each other. They're two completely opposites.
Pick an AI.
Are gonna, yeah. They're gonna be fighting.
Fuck. Pick wisely, bro, because shit. I know this. Then they ain't cheap, bro. They ain't cheap. There's AI shit.
Yeah. So tell me more about these videos that you've seen about Neuralink helping people out.
Yeah. So the one I saw was like, let me look it up, man, because this video was crazy. It was like it was that guy. It was that reporter. Neuralink.
So while I look that up, let me read this out. So,
sure.
Canadian approval for clinical trials. Neuralink has received approval from the Health Canada to initiate the first clinical trials in the country. This trial, named CAN Prime, aims to assess the safety and functionality of its brain implant designed to assist individuals with quadriplegic by allowing them to control digital devices throughout like their minds. The University Health Network in Toronto will conduct the neurosurgical procedure. So that relates exactly to what you're talking about, being able to move a mouse, being able to play games and do your Excel spreadsheets completely from your mind. There's also some progress in human trials. Neuralink has successfully implanted its brain-computer interface BCI device, known as the N1 implant, in 2 human participants. The first participant, Nolan, demonstrating the ability to control computer cursor and play games using his thoughts. The second participant, referred to as Alex, has been able to create 3D designs and play games like Counter-Strike 2 through controls.
Wow. I found it. Let's watch this. I found it.
Using the force on the cursor.
So this patient is going to show how he can do with the Neuralink. Let's watch it.
I love playing chess, and so this is one of the things that y'all have enabled me to do. Something that I wasn't able to really do much the last few years, especially not like this.
So he made a chess move without just thinking about it. You know? Wow. That's insane, right?
That's insane.
Like it's moving and shit. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy how fast. Like, I'm impressed with what's impressive about Musk is like how quickly he becomes like an industry like how
Leader.
fast he rolls out stuff. Like this was maybe like I don't know when he started, maybe like in 2010 or some shit. But like to roll out a product this quick and so many different fields and industries is like impressive, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it relates to is like general mental ability. The higher your general mental ability, the easier you are to penetrate industries,
Yeah.
the faster you are to learn pattern recognition, as well as pick up different knowledge skills. So like if Elon Musk had, I don't know what his like actual IQ is, but if he has a high general mental ability, which he most likely does, he's able to pick up new hobbies and be like really good at it. Like for example, guitar, or maybe skateboard, or video games. Like apparently he's like #1 player in Diablo, which I've never played, but apparently it's a super
Yeah, he
hard
became
game
#1,
to
huh?
play.
Yeah.
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 But also like one of the things that we have to talk about is when it comes to Elon Musk, is he's a star performer. Like you're saying, it's impressive how he's able to be a leader in industries that he barely starts, like Neuralink, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. They're already doing these like innovations that no one else has. How is he able to do that in that industry when he just joined? And I believe it's the accumulation of resources. As more successful you are, the more money you have, the more resources you can generate. So for
Correct.
Elon Musk, it's not just monetary. Of course, he has millions of dollars that he can just throw out to start a new business, but he also has a reputation and he also has notoriety. So the best doctors in the world, the best scientists, the best data analysts, the best AI people, they all want to work with Elon Musk. If he offers you to work for his company, you're dropping everything and going for it. So I think it is being a star performer. You're able to pick up more momentum, collect resources, and that's why it seems like almost he's like not human. Like, is he like the next step of human evolution? I don't think so. I just think he's accumulated enough resources to distinguish himself from most entrepreneurs. So
Yeah, dude, I
that's
think
on
you're
it.
right. He's probably a good, like he's really. I wonder like what an interview with Elon Musk would be like, bro. It'd probably be like so intense, right? Like, how do you think that
Yeah,
would be? He must ask some fucked up questions, bro. Like,
dude. I wish
yeah, because
we would get an interview with Elon Musk just so we can ask him some goofy ass
no, I'm
questions
talking
and
about
be
like a
like,
job interview, like an actual interview,
oh,
bro. I'm not like that. I'm talking about like a job. You apply. Like, for example, I applied to his engineering job, and he
okay,
he's like, just gonna interview you. So, what are you like? What do you like being an engineer? What do you like being an
yeah,
engineer? Like, I'm trying to copy him a little bit, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like that's how he'd be. Uh, so like that'd be intimidating, bro. Like this guy's fucking interviewing you, and like you have to like,
yeah.
flex your knowledge and be able to sell yourself. That must be difficult.
Did
What's
you
it
think
called?
you'll be able to be you think you'll be able to get hired with Elon Musk interviewing you if you use like ChatGPT or like AI?
Oh,
Do
I've
you
been
think you'll be
seeing
able
that,
to?
bro. With people going hard with the ChatGPT here, answering questions, like doing the voice for them and everything, bro. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
that's great. It's intense because there's some apps out there that like they track your eyes and they like they AI generate your eyes to look at the screen and have movement.
yes.
So you can be looking at the ChatGPT reading, but then it moves your face
It
and moves the
it
eyes to look at the camera.
it makes it look like you're looking at this fucking screen, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. I wish we had that for back in our days, bro. I was straight out of college knowing, because you come out of college, bro, like you had no like, experience and you have like no
No.
confidence in any of your skills because you've never done it. So, now like being able to articulate yourself and being able to sell yourself is like much
Yeah.
easier. But you know,
Dude, it's such BS. It's such frustration because like when we went to college, like the best thing that we can have it's check. You can get, oh, who has check? Oh, you have check. All
check.
right, dude, let's do the homework together. Or like, oh, are you in a frat? Okay, they passed all the tests. That teacher always says the same answers. Give me those tests so I can study them. And
Yeah,
like
yeah, for real, for
all
real.
this college debt that I accumulated and other people like me, and now like they put these rules where like if your parents don't make enough money, then college is free basically. It's in UTSA
And
and
UT also, like every
and UT.
UT school, yeah.
And it pisses me off, bro, because it used to be like, are you gonna go to college or are you gonna work in the field? Are you gonna work as someone in like plumber or electrician, a technical career? And it
Hey,
turns out,
the Chris just commented check, bro. Shout out Chris though, because he would somehow, but this guy Chris Jans, bro, he would have all the fucking previous tests, bro, like clutch as fuck, bro. We'd be at the library studying, like, and he would just show up with, he would have like the test that was as close as possible to the one we're gonna have. Like always
Damn.
clutch, bro. He would have them. I'm like, how the fuck did you get this shit, bro?
Chris, did you
And
have access to AI on the early stages or what's going on, bro?
yeah, he was just very resourceful, bro. He would get it. He would get, and like he was there for all the. We'll do all nighters at the library at the JPL at the what's the name of that fucking place?
John Peace Library.
A
The
JPL,
Q
but they
room.
had a section. It had a certain section where we would stay. I forget. It was where the
Q
tutors
lab.
would be. Where the tutor Q lab. Yeah, Q lab. There you go. Yeah, the Q lab. That's where we'd be at. And like I said, he would pull up with all the tests, bro. We'd like just go over it and figure it out. But yeah, nowadays, bro, you got fucking ChatGPT, bro. It's gonna do all the answers for you, bro. It'll solve almost anything for you, bro.
Bro, it's ridiculous because now you could be like working on the field, working as an electrician, and you're still in school, and it's like, oh, dude, I gotta do my homework. Take a picture of the homework, upload it to ChatGPT, gets the answers, copy it, answer the essay, bro.
I
Fucking
wonder if
bullshit.
I wonder how it is for engineers, like for like the test that we took, if how well they could answer these questions, like because I remember in the test, like the tech teachers would try to stump us and put like fucked up questions. I wonder if an AI could like solve that shit. Like, I don't know. I'm curious, but Chris just said networking, bro. Yeah, he used to network for sure. I that is correct. He would get them. He would get all the resources possible. But yeah, man, people got it good now.
Yeah, it almost makes me want to go back to school and just get like extra degrees, bro. Just because like I feel like I feel like right now it's like it's like a point where in a couple of years things are gonna change. So in a couple of years, either all universities are gonna be like, hey, we're gonna have no more AI use. All questions are gonna be a physical paper. You know, we went from having remote classes a couple of years ago, so you can easily like Google and use Chegg, to now this like AI taking over. So if someone gives you any multiple choice question, bro, boom, AI, take a picture. Anytime you have a test or a homework that's take home, 100% automatically all the time, bro. And that's not gonna stay like it forever. They're gonna change it, you know. So this is a golden opportunity. So whatever fucking career you want to do, you should fucking do it now,
Let's go be lawyers, go be doctors, bro. Let's go do all this shit.
Whichever gives me the most money. Fuck this, bro.
Yeah, Chris said that. Agreed. I wish we had ChatGPT easy master's degree. 100%, bro. Yeah. Get that master's and you come into a job and you're already a manager for some reason. Like you don't even know anything, but you're a manager now. Like shit. Like
you don't know shit, bro. Just use ChatGPT at work. What are you gonna do when you graduate? I'm gonna use ChatGPT at work, PhD.
Bitch. Hey, Chris, I gotta ask you, bro. Is fucking what's his name there? Man, there's a guy there, bro, who's a straight up prick, bro.
Really?
Matt Savage, what's his name? It's Chris
Savage.
Chris, you don't gotta say anything about him, but just tell me if he's still there, bro. That boy, Matt Savage, bro. That guy was horrible.
All right, well, you're not there, so give me some fucking stories about this asshole. Let's go.
Guy was a prick, bro. He was like, he like kind of like talked like this a little bit, and like he was he was fairly young, but he was a manager for that, like a project manager. So the way it was that you would get assigned to certain projects, and there was two managers. One was Matt. The other one was, what was his name? I forget his name.
So
but he was the cool. The other guy was the cool guy. Okay. He was cool, and then Matt was like one you don't want to be with. And I had a couple projects with that guy, dude, and he was just like, yeah, he was a prick, bro. He would just leave you for yourself. He's okay. Chris said Matt Savage is my boss, and he got humbled. He's a lot nice now, or else he would be gone. Okay, yes, that's what happens, bro. That's what fucking happens, man. It's like that's how life works, dude. You either readjust yourself and become like an actual human, or you keep being a prick, bro. Because people believe in. People are gonna keep on leaving your projects. People are gonna keep on leaving your jobs, and that's what happens, bro. I'm glad, bro. Jake Jan. Yeah, Jake Jan is now the ops manager of US. Whoa, shit. He leveled. You see, he was nicer first, so he leveled the fuck up, bro. If you're fucking nice, bro, and you're a dope like project manager and shit, you're gonna level up quicker, bro. If you're a prick, you're gonna stay in the back in the totem pole, bro. So
you feel so free. You feel like you can say something that a couple years ago you would just have to hold it in, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's insane, dude. But that's how life works, bro. And like now that we're like lived through this shit, like it's so obvious, bro. Just don't be a prick. Do your job. If people coming in, try to train them up, help them out, and you're probably gonna fucking level up, dude. That's probably how it's gonna happen. But if you're a prick, you're gonna stay. People are gonna find that out, bro. So yeah, man, it's a nice little life lesson you gotta learn. But if you're like me, the job I'm at right now, I'm fairly comfortable and I've learned this stuff like that, and I can see a path forward. So that's kind of a key thing to learn, bro.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you could do that guy's job now, the fucking manager, like with your
Like,
experience.
do I feel like I could be a project manager? I mean, it'll be a learning curve. It'll be a learning curve to it. Like I think that the aspect that like would be so new is like dealing with people and like personalities, right? But I think I could be fairly good at it. I know the people I work with, like a lot of them like come and ask me questions, which I like because it means they respect my opinion and they want to ask for my guidance, and I think that's like a good skill to have. So I mean, I could see that being in the future.
This guy says he makes $130,000 a year and smokes a bowl every day.
Hey, shout out! Hey, I'm glad, bro. Good leveling up, bro. He says so. Chris says I'm a senior engineer now, 130K a year, and I still smoke a bowl every day. Boy, let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Shout out, Chris, bro. Hey, started from the bottom, now we're here, bro. Shout out, bro. Glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, man. For real. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
Hey, it feels like a very what is it called? Like it feels like a freeing experience right now. It feels like you're relieved and being able to express yourself. Fuck all the asshole managers out there. Remember that one time?
Tell me about one of your asshole managers, bro. Like I want to hear one. Maybe I haven't heard about, dude. Like that Best Buy, maybe, or who's a good one?
Bro, I don't. Fuck, I don't know if I had an asshole I guess he wasn't my direct manager, but there was a fucking asshole. He like ran all the Best Buy. He was like one of the managers out there, and he was like a pretty young guy, kind of like my age. And I remember one time he just did like the most asshole move, bro. He's like, hey, Alejandro, and I was like, yeah. He's like, can you take a picture of me for corporate? And I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, that guy can't do it because he's my friend, and she can't do it because he's my girlfriend. So can you take a picture for me? I was like, what the fuck type of
So you're just an NPC, like just a guy there?
Yeah, suck my dick, you fucking bald-headed Jew, bro, with your fucking beard. He wasn't Jewish, bro. But sometimes
he had the haircut though, huh?
I guess if you want to do a punchline, sometimes you got to be a little anti-Semitic. It's perfectly fine.
Hey, shout out Chris. Chris said, "Love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing." Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it, Chris. Shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, be cool, guys. Don't be a fucking prick. Don't be a prick.
Yeah, don't be a fucking prick. In terms of our little podcast here. Yeah. Is there anything else that we missed that we got to cover for today's episode?
I mean, we're talking a little bit up. I was looking into like we're talking about the whole sperm getting helped out to like find
the egg.
Yeah, I was looking at like our birth rate, bro. Our birth rate has declined a lot, right? Like, let me see if I can find a graph or something. Let's see. Okay, found a graph. Let's see if it's good. Share. This is a graph. Annual U.S. fertility rate, 1965 to 2023, bro. Damn, look how high it was back then. They were going hard back then, huh? Now we're down.
When did that dip start happening? Is that
the first dip? I don't know. I mean, I gotta look for a better graph. Let me see.
This is kind of better. I would like to see when the fast food industry and all these processed foods started to be nationally available and took over the markets, like the food markets, and our fertility rate, because I believe those two are intertwined and they're cause and effect.
100%, bro. I mean, the more obese you get, the less. I mean, even being obese, like it ruins the chances of having kids, right? Like it doesn't help you.
Or just simply the foods that you eat probably make you infertile, bro. Like all the processed foods out
all
there,
the dyes, all the
processed food, red dye. Fucking
seed oils, bro, all that shit,
vegetable oils, all that bullshit probably just fucks you up. And if you notice, the more later into the podcast we get, the more fucking cuss words we use, bro, because we got to make it entertaining. So fuckity fuck, bro.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of problems, like you're saying, that hopefully AI and like the future advancements that are coming can help. For example, like that, I know Elon Musk has talked about what he thinks about our declining birth rate, and he thinks we should be like. That's why he has so many kids, right? I mean, how many kids does Elon Musk have? Like 13, bro.
But he has it with like 3 different women though.
I know he's an adulterer, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it's crazy for that one.
I know. So like, it's one of those things where like it's kind of controversial, but yeah, man, it's something else is kind of controversial. I guess we just talk about is TikTok, bro, and all that brain rot. It might not be around for much longer, right? You seen that?
So TikTok and brain rot. So brain rot is this new term that has come into light this year, which to me, it's almost like a rebellion for Gen Zs and anyone who actually indulges in TikTok, because brain rot it says it's obviously you're rotting your brain by doing mindless scrolling on social media. But the fact that we can coin it a term, but it's not only a term now, it is now a type of content. It is its own category of content. You can type in TikTok and on YouTube brain rot content, and it will show you like it's like memes with distortion and silly little cartoon noises and just like scripts, like stories that constantly change, and it's just like so much stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like almost like these children and these Gen Zers are watching it on purpose just to piss off millennials and boomers out there.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, what is your opinion on that, bro?
Yeah, I think brain rot, dude. Like, you gotta be careful, dude. Like, you click on an Instagram reel and you'll be lost in there for 3 hours, bro. You're not careful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they want, bro. They want you on that stuff stuck for hours watching stupid shit. Like sometimes, and you can stay in the restroom for an hour, bro. If you're not careful, you know what I mean? Yeah. But nah, in all seriousness, these companies are profiting off how long you're on an app. That's why you see more advertising on everything. That's why you see so much stuff going on. So yeah, dude, you gotta be careful with that shit. And TikTok, bro, they're scared, bro. Look at this shit that I just saw, that they had to like ask the Supreme Court for like permission to still stick around, because TikTok asked Supreme Court for a lifeline as sell or ban deadline approaches. This was yesterday, December 16th, bro.
Yeah.
So TikTok and ByteDance asked the U.S. Supreme Court to block the law that forces TikTok to be sold off or banned in the U.S., according to an emergency filing with America's top court on Monday. The social media company requested that the Supreme Court consider blocking the sell or ban law passed earlier this year by January 6th. January 6th. This would give American app stores and internet hosting providers just a few weeks to prepare for January 19th, the deadline when the U.S. could force them to block TikTok. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's very interesting, because if the Supreme Court decides that TikTok cannot be forced to be sold and should stay in the U.S., then that actually has some implications for all other social medias. Because if the Supreme Court decides that TikTok is a public platform or a necessity for its citizens, it creates like this thing where it's like Facebook, Instagram, all the other social medias, they can no longer have all these like strict rules on what you can and cannot post, because it already did a court. It already decided on TikTok as a public platform. Does that make sense? Like, the question is like, is it a private company that has to be sold to sell, or is it a public platform that is a necessity for the American people? So it might be that the Supreme Court won't want to weigh in on this decision and actually consider it a company and not like a public platform, because then it will have like a whole implication on all the other social medias.
Yeah, dude, it's a big case. I mean, who knows if it's even what happened? I mean, we've heard this like for the past 3 years, right? Like, there's been like a push to get TikTok off, but to be fair, the app is fairly successful, bro. Everyone's always talking about TikToks. Today, one of my coworkers showed me a TikTok of this lady who was making some horrible enchiladas. They were horrible. Like, she was making them with like cream cheese and all this stuff that don't make sense, bro. And I was like, this TikTok has become like its own meta, bro. Like, you're talking about how things can become meta, right? Like, TikTok has its own universe, and I'm fairly outside of that universe because I don't have TikTok. But like, people send me videos and I can't watch them because I don't have TikTok. But it definitely has its own universe attached to it, right? I don't know.
It definitely will feel like something is missing in the zeitgeist of our generation if TikTok gets banned, because every social media has its own meta. Every social media has its own like vibe, and TikTok has a vibe where you'll find clips of things that you won't find anywhere else. Like, for example, there might be clips that you find on TikTok that you don't find on YouTube about things that you're actually interested in, that you're mindlessly scrolling on YouTube to try to find the right video. You open TikTok and then the algorithm just provides you with content. which is very like it's very easy to post a TikTok. It takes not that much effort, and you can potentially go viral. So a lot of people tend to be uploading content, which creates like a sense where you'll get more information on things that you're interested in. For example, if I like Malcolm in the Middle, I don't really get Malcolm in the Middle videos or shorts on YouTube, right? Because there's a lot of copyright. But on TikTok, there's a guy who literally all he does is watch Malcolm in the Middle, and he laughs at every punchline, and he has millions of views and subscribers or followers. And that's the meta you're talking about. Someone can get money just reacting and laughing at a TV show. And by the way, that TV show is not Malcolm in the Middle. It's actually Drake and Josh. And that is a real user out there that does that.
But they're
those are
bringing
the
it
metas
back,
that we're
like,
talking about.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And even like my girlfriend, she's like, "Oh, I saw the whole show of Yellowstone on TikTok." I'm like, "What?" People are putting part 1, part 2, part 40, part.
Yeah.
What is that, dude? How's that allowed? Like, how's that not a copyright infringement? Like, that's crazy that gets allowed, and like we literally get claimed for like literally a sound of a song. Like,
yeah, I don't know how it doesn't get claimed, but it kind of I kind of understand it because like it's like sometimes there's TV shows and episodes that are interesting once you start watching it like mid episode. Like for example, I started watching Death Note because it was Adult Swim. It was late at night, and I saw this random crazy episode about Death Note, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like the drama is so intense. I need to see what show this is." So when you're on TikTok and I'm watching soccer highlights and things about music and content creators, and all of a sudden I get a clip from The Sopranos, and it's a clip where someone's like in the deli and they're scamming like the deli salesman, and it's like a mobster. It's like, whoa, like that was a really cool clip. So then you're interested in seeing The Sopranos, but you don't want to waste your time and fucking try to find it on Hulu to watch it. You just want another clip to show up so you can follow up on that. So that's how some people are watching things now in clips. It's a whole phenomenon that's actually being reported by a couple of news outsources about that, people watching things in clips.
That'd be crazy because TikTok should get like their own shows and shit on there. Like if people were like consuming it like that, right? I mean,
that'd be crazy.
Imagine waiting like for part 40 of a show and you're just like waiting every day for it. I don't know. But
yeah. It's like the manga, no? Like when you read manga, don't they release one every week and it's like in black and white?
Yes, dude. 100%. Yeah. That's how it works. So yeah, dude, anything else you want to touch up on? I mean, let's see. Birth rates, Argentina. Let's refresh this. Let's see what else we got. The Schaumbaum, we talked about her. Canada. Damn, after looking at my links, we know about everything we talked about. We talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah, guys, we covered a lot of things in this episode.
Angels, man. Angels in the Bible, glowing orbs.
Yeah, we covered all that shit. So I really hope you like this flow that we're going, this podcast that you're watching. Please subscribe out there. Please give us a like. Don't be afraid to comment. Show us some love. Share it to the people that you know.
Comment, like, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. It's been a journey, but we're wearing our suits. So we're always ready now. And
suited up.
Next week we'll be 1% better. So keep watching.
Yeah, 1%. So like it or not, watch it or not, it's whatever. Peace.